So a few weeks ago was the Brackeys Game Jam 2021.2. In this jam you had to make a game in 1 week based on a specific theme, and the theme for this was Let There Be Chaos. I started up coming with some ideas but nothing got to my head. Did that for another 2 days and we now only have 5. I still didn't have any ideas, but I went ahead and created a new project. I decided to go with 2D since making 2D art takes longer for me. So I started off by adding a cube and another cube, then made the player movement. You could move around and even fly like you had a jetpack. Now let's change it to something that could actually fly. A dragon. This can definitely cause some chaos. I used the dragon model I made from my other game. I also wanted to mess with ragdoll, so I tried to make it a ragdoll, which took me the entire day. The next day I tried messing around with the visual effects and VFX graphs for the dragon fire breath. I also made some particles for the tail. Did a little bit of code and it can now fly, breathe fire, and die. Alright, let's add some enemies. What's the purpose of breathing fire without some bad guys? So I reused another model and made it fast with the enemy. But I was planning to make the player a human too, so I did that first. I just made the enemy a ragdoll for now. At this point I had the idea where the player as a human can turn into a dragon by stepping on a pad, but with some obstacles. I started modifying the player script so it actually works with the human model, which took me longer than I thought it would. I then made a pad model thing in Blender. Wrote some code, and animated the player. The animations look terrible because I'm not an animator, but the player can now transform into a dragon. I currently don't have any levels yet, so I started working on it. Made some final touches. Then I used a couple of free textures from Ambient UV for the maps. I also made a quick main move. Some music made from a random website, sound effects, and we used some code to make them work. So back to the enemies. I made 2 types. One shoots lasers and the other one throws grenades. The idea is use their attacks to your advantage in order to proceed. I implemented the main idea late, but it's there. I then made 2 more levels with their own puzzle. On the last day I fixed some bugs, polished a few things, and built the game. I made some cover art for the game, and with about 3 hours left I finally submitted it. It was the first ever game jam I participated in, so it was a really fun experience, learning new things and improving my skills.